working. Can we get on? Please. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I have been asked to show one of the events that the Omega is planning. You may not know this, but Levski has its own race course. Okay? Now, basically, you can do laps, okay? Where players can race around the course, they can be paid and whatnot. Okay, I'm going to show you the course so you can actually see how it's worked out, where the finish line is and where the bugs are when people make mistakes. If I was going to plan a race like this, okay, I would not use a Nox because it's open to people cheating. Basically, you know, Noxes can fly and jump over courses. So you can use you can use rovers and you can use any land vehicles such as cyclones. Okay. Now the first thing I will show you is the start where the race will start. If you look at the crosshair on my mouse, you will see, okay, you'll see a bridge there. That's where the players will start from. Okay. Remember, the bird in the sky is the referee. You don't need 6 or 7 players, just one to be a referee. Now, if you watch my line, you'll see I will trace the line through with the mouse hair. Okay? As you can see, you've got sharp ends. Following the course around. Okay? As you can see, it's a full circuit. Now, most players, if they don't know the course, they will take a left and go all the way up there. That's a dead end. I've done it so many times. But I'll get back onto the course. Going all the way around. Okay, as you can see. Through the chicane. Now here, it's just about enough to fit one vehicle through. So obviously they'd have to wait until there's an open, something like that. If the vehicle's quick enough, they can bypass them. Remember, they're using land vehicles, so obviously they can't jump over. If they keep crashing, they might lose a wheel and they're out of the race. As you can see, here's another complication. If they miss the turning, they will go up here and they will lose the race, obviously. Now, going back up to it, as you can see, following the course of the line, going up through the landing decks and straight through. I've been doing this for weeks, but because I'm working with 600i, I have to stop. But if you look to the left, that's here. That's where we'll spawn the vehicles to go to the checkpoint. But that's not where you finish, obviously. The finish mark is on the other side. But let's get back to the course. And as you can see, going all the way around, it is a course. Okay. There's a landing deck where I usually load my vehicles. But if you follow the course around, it goes all the way down. You can pick as many laps if you want. You can pick 2, 3 or 4 depending. This can also be something on reward where winners get something, but I'm not going to disclose that on streaming live. I'm only going to disclose that to the org members and how they can all benefit from this. Okay? And as you can see, when you look at it in a broader aspect, you will see the full picture of the course. Now, I'm not a betting man and I don't gamble. Yes, if there's bets on, the winner gets something depending on how many players play. Okay? And there's something to be made from everybody, but obviously there's a lot of number crunches involved. Remember, when you've done it in the Arena Commander, it's the same thing, but you get something out of the Arena Commander. In this, you can also get something. It's not in the mechanics of the game, okay, but you can create your own content. I was actually watching a race a couple of weeks back where they was using land vehicles to travel 300 kilometers. Now I don't think that was planned properly. Why? 300 kilometers with land vehicles, and if the land vehicle can only do 50 miles an hour, you divide that into 300 kilometers. It's going to take a couple of hours. But that's not it, because it's a land vehicle. It stop, start, stop, start. So if that vehicle is actually doing 50 miles an hour, or the average speed of that vehicle is roughly about between 10 and 15 miles an hour. So that course would actually fail if they was going to use a 300 kilometers. Why? Because obviously they're going to run out of oxygen, which so they need oxygen to keep things going. They have to also repair their vehicles, but they will, etc. and blah blah. That one that is being implemented by major orgs works, but it will take too long and players will suffer from fatigue. Okay, they have done it without high reward. Yes, they have, but in a matter of fact, they have not, because it's too much involved and nobody can spend 4, 5, 6 hours. But obviously, if it was a 24-hour marathon, in a manner of speaking, it would work. But something simple like this would work. Now, what I'm going to do, I am going to land this vehicle and I'm going to use a Nox. It's quicker, but you should really use land vehicles. Reason why? Because my PC kind of went funny yesterday because I was under a little bit of stress. Okay, there's no point me trying to land this craft at the landing deck because it's going to cause me problems at the moment. So I'm just going to make it quick and sweet and land the vehicle at the back door. You don't need to have vehicles. If you've got a good donator, you can actually donate all these vehicles, so you don't have to purchase vehicles just to enter the race. Now, if you're a race organizer and you do it for higher reward, anybody wants to enter and make it more interesting, you can say, well, entrance fee 50 aUEC credits, and obviously the winner would be paid because obviously it's a race, it's a higher reward sort of thing. I'm not a gambler, but obviously I know bits. Well, what's going on here? Right, sorry about that. I do know I've got to change my name tags on here because I don't have time usually. Okay? But I'm going to might do 2 laps, but once you get the picture. Basically, I could be a little bit rusty because I've not done it for about 3 weeks because my main aim is for my 600i. Reason being, the hammerhead's coming out, okay, and the 600i is the best thing to show demonstrations for that. I won't go into too much on it. I know you'll say, what's the point? I'm not going to explain because obviously that's for our main org members to do it and publicize it. Okay, I'm going to land. Check it for landing gear. Landing gear is down. If you ever do want to do something like this and you do spawn ships, from the spawning point, always make sure the ship or vehicle you're using is at least 100 kilometers away. Because if you do it wrong, it will despawn. I think the vehicles take about 2 minutes to spawn. Okay, engines off. I might do 2 laps because I can't remember it. I was supposed to rehearse it before I did it, but I thought I was here. I thought I'd just do it automatically. Remember, when doing races, you should always travel light. Remember, being a commander, if you don't know, Well, the professionals will know anyway, but this is all for fun. My vehicle will despawn when I do my knots because I'm within 100, etc. away from the spawning point. I will use the knocks because it's easier, but to cause confusion and confliction, you should use a land vehicle. But this is for demonstration purposes. So if you use arm anything else, obviously people will try and cheat because if there's things involved, you know what they're like. And there's conflict. And if you don't want conflict, keep it simple. I just hope my key binding set up because my key bindings was actually deleted this morning. So if it's not right, please bear with me. I might have to do 2 takes, but I hope it's right. Okay. I spawned the wrong bloody vehicle. Sorry about that. No, it's not my vehicle. It is my vehicle. Actually, I went to Specsavers. Okay, I'm going to try and use this, what they call it. My keybinds is not set up for this, okay? It'd have been easier to use a steering wheel for this sort of test. So I'm just going to do the best I can with what I've got. I'll even show you checkpoints. I don't know if we set the keybinds for this. No, I haven't. I'm going to take it as slow and try to remember it the best way I can. Your lights and things can be as a beacon. This is easy to use a steering wheel. I have got a steering wheel, but as I said, it's not connected, so I have to go a bit slow. That's one confusion there, but if you've practiced a few times, you'll know where the course is. Up there is the second landing pad where you would... Sorry, I've got stopped for a minute, I just got blinded. To the right there is a landing pad, so that would be a reference mark to make sure that you know where you are. I am not going full speed because I'm not here to show off, I'm just here giving you guys an idea. This will be a place where you take over. As you can see, some parts is very narrow. That makes it very interesting for land vehicles to do this race. Right, as you can see, we're coming towards a checkpoint. There's another part can't take up, you have to be careful. This would be the checkpoint. As you can see, there's Levski. This is where we would all take off from. I know it's a bit narrow, but they have to go through this to complete a lap, if that's where we start off from. I use the lights as a beacon sometimes. There's no light beacons in there, you won't know where it is. You can do this day or night. Remember, I'm only driving it slow to give you a demonstration. Oh, is this a checkpoint? Well, there's two, as you can see. And it is easy to get lost on this course, especially when on land, but if you practice, it works. Now, like I said, there are confusions, okay? Always try to stick within the course. Put that in the middle of the road. That wasn't there last time. Obstacles, obstructions. That there goes back into Levski. I've made that mistake so many times. Okay. It's so easy to do this in the Knox actually. You'll know if you're on course because the lights are there. I'm going a bit too fast actually, that's why it's a bit jumpy. I'm trying not to go over any heavy objects because in the last few patches I kept on losing wheels and etc and whatnot. As you can see, it is interesting, only big enough for one vehicle when you come to this point. So if it's at a finishing point or whatnot, depending on whatever, as you can see, it gets difficult. Now here's a problem, okay? This is where most players get lost. You can go up there, which you're supposed to go. If you go back that way, you're going into Levski, okay? As you can see, you made that mistake, you're going to lose time, okay? You can only do this if you rehearse the course. There's no point going in there thinking you're going to be the best there and you're going to win. You have to learn the course. Okay, right. Now, that's where you're supposed to go. But so many people miss that turning and they go straight up there. That is not the course. That's where you're going to lose the race. It's not easy seeing it from land, but obviously if you looked up in the map, you'll see I'm actually going between the two landing bays. One there, I think that's landing bay 1, and that's landing bay 2 of Levski. Now if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, look at the big steeple jack there when you're landing. Okay, that's a reference map if you get lost. Okay, I think it was Newbie Fire who says he wanted to get rid of that a few months ago. I was watching this video, I actually made a comment, keep it there, it's interesting. Right, this would be where you go back in to Levski, okay? If you're going to go for a second lap, you go that way. But just to show you guys, I'm not making this up. I did come out of here and I will go back through here. and I will park my vehicle. An experienced player or racer could do that in about 2 or 3 minutes. How many laps you choose, that's down to you. Now, if you wanted to do it as bets, okay, which I said have been playing, it's a bit difficult because obviously it's players playing players and whatnot. It can be honoured. For instance, there'd have to be an entrance fee, and just like in the bookies, 5 to 1 odds who's going to win and who's not. Okay? But remember, everybody has to make, and the loser loses. Now, that's all I can say on that department. There is a lot more to it than that, but I could not make that any more simpler. And taking 10-15 minutes just to show something simple like this. I've got a frat crime stat. Oh god. I've got to go clear my name again. But still, as you can see, Levski has its own circuit. I've been observing this for weeks, but like I said, I had to stop because my main project is only 600i, okay? And that should lead on to the hammerhead. As you can see, I've got a prime stat. I should have parked in the landing bay, but I'll remember next time. Just make me arm prime stat. I've also done a video on how to clear your crime stat without going in guns blaze. I've just got to change the title on that because sometimes I actually forget. I like to use my civvies now. I'm actually starting to notice a lot more players now since the 600i has come out. They're actually starting to dress in civvies to make the game more realistic as the game is being developed. Well, that was very, very exhausting. I'm just going to see where my vehicle is. So remember, you can spawn vehicles for your race members, but when you do spawn it, make sure it's at between 200 and 300 kilometers away before you spawn the next vehicle. As I said, you can use Noxes, but obviously that's debatable because people will cheat and you don't want the extra stress. Rover you can use, or anything that isn't dependable on the skies. If you want to do ones like that, okay, then ones on a 300 kilometer race course, yes, I would use the Noxes, but I wouldn't use the Rovers and whatnot because it's a little bit technical. There's not enough mechanics in the game for you to use it, i.e. you can't refill your oxygen levels just yet. You cannot, etc, etc, etc. Okay, I will take my leave. If you wish to join the org or whatnot, I'll put a T-Speak channel up there. Discord channel up there for you to go in, and then we'll move you into the main channel. I will take my leave. Or should I find a seat first? I like to sit down after an event. There's some seats. I'll go and sit there. You can create your own prize contents to make it interesting. Oh, I look serious, or am I still grumpy? Whichever.
You're always grumpy.
It says, but I mean, on these planets, I don't like to walk around in a spacesuit. Okay.
Mr. Grump.
Anyway, I will take my leave now.